I'm John Fraser with the Polaris Travel Experts YouTube channel, and welcome to this special edition. We have a special guest today. We have Gage, the Cruise and Travel Director with Holland America on the Nieuw Amsterdam, and we're going to be talking to you about activities and entertainment, and hopefully we have a few good tips and tricks for you. You're going to get the best inside information because Gage is the man. He's the guy who organizes everything. So welcome and thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. Very excited.
Awesome. Now, we did poll our family, friends, social media to come up with some questions, and we'll talk about a few of the the things you would expect us to talk about, but we're going to sprinkle a couple of those in just to have some fun with it. And we're also going to have a special interviewer here because Holland sometimes gets an unfair reputation of being the cruise line for people of advanced age. I think that's the correct term.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to go with today.
We'll use that.
So we're going to bring a special interviewer on just to show that that's not necessarily the case.
Great.
All right. So we'll start out with the first question though, because it's kind of a fun one, one I wouldn't have thought to ask. And outside of the obvious, the library where we're sitting right now, where's your favorite place on board to read a book?
Oh, my favorite place on board to read a book is definitely here on board Nieuw Amsterdam. That's Hammer and Bar on deck 11 midship. It's kind of a hidden little gem. Not a lot of people go over there. There's little couches with these nice little curtains, and it's very quiet. It has these giant windows that overlook the water in the middle of the ship. It'd be that or the Crow's Nest. That is the top deck at the very front of the ship. You just like looking out at the water while reading. It's nice, it's calming. So,
and the Crow's Nest, that's a really cool part of the ship because there's games in there, there's puzzles, there's a bar. Favorites. I saw people up there getting ready to do a bar crawl the other night. So the Crow's Nest is a really cool part of the ship.
And it's definitely one a lot of people don't discover until a few days end because they just don't go up there. It's very, very top of the ship. But it's definitely one I'd highly recommend seeking out the second you get on board. Not very many people go up there. It's definitely another hidden gem. It's definitely one of my favorite places to be.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Leah. I am the younger interviewer. So, how many entertainers are on board?
Yeah, on board Nieuw Amsterdam, we have 23 different entertainers in a lot of different formats. We have our Rolling Stone Lounge band, which is kind of a rock, pop, mix band that sing a lot of different popular songs in there every single night on board the cruise. And we also have our billboard on board performers, which are dueling pianos. So it's two piano player singers that sing a wide variety of different music. We also have our Third Avenue West group, which is kind of like a little trio, a more classical trio that plays very relaxed music up there. They're not going to sing anything at all. It's more relaxed, so you can kind of dance along with it if you want, or just sit and sip a cocktail or a Coca-Cola up there listening to them. And then we also have our Sebo Dance Company, which is our resident dance performance group. They perform all their shows on the world stage. They even have a flash mob show in the Alaska season. So you see them pop up all over the ship, which is quite fun. In addition to them, we also have guest performers who come on periodically and change out. So 23 resident performers, and then a number of others who come on every so often too.
So, what activities are on board that might surprise people?
So we have a lot of activities that a lot of people don't really think about being on a cruise ship. Number one, very, very popular one, especially recently, is pickleball. So we actually have a partnership with the National Pickleball Association. A lot of people come on board and they want to spend every waking hour of every moment playing pickleball up at the pickleball court at any time that they can. They practice, they bring their own paddles sometimes. They're very, very ready. That's definitely one of the big ones that a lot of people don't think about. Also, we have a whole arts and crafts department too. That we have an arts and crafts instructor who will teach guided painting classes and origami and knitting circles and just all the watercolor painting classes. So there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know that they think, oh, I'll do the main things, but there's a lot of little hidden activities that are also there too.
Okay,
So what is your favorite presentation or show to perform?
My favorite, I would say, is a presentation I give called Origin Story. I do it every single first day of every cruise. It's kind of a 150-year history of Holland America Line. I kind of call the company, I like to think, the Forrest Gump of companies. And people wonder, well, why do I say that? It's because, like Forrest Gump, we're in the background of all these major events that happen throughout history. And it's really nice to kind of dive into that, starting all the way back in the 1800s, and see our evolution from then to now, and just see kind of how important our history is to us, and we don't want to forget that.
Oh, yeah.
And Leah, what did you think of that show?
It's pretty cool. Yeah. So I did go to the show.
Oh, great.
And
Thank you.
it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I really love doing it. People come up, they learn a lot that they didn't know. Some people go and they're like, oh, I'll just see how it is. They like history, or they're just kind of curious to see what I'm going to talk about. And other people come and they're quite moved by it, because we do have a lot of guests who come on board who immigrated on board our ships, because our company used to be a transatlantic shipping, people across, immigrants across from Europe to the United States. So a lot of people come on board kind of remembering their past, remembering coming on initially maybe 50, 60, 70 even years ago, which is always cool to meet people. So lots of different people, lots of different experiences when they come and see that. So.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Great job, Leah.
Ooh.
So we talked earlier that Holland is for all ages. What are some of the best multi-generational activities on board?
Yeah, I think some of my favorite that a lot of families, a lot of people of different ages all come together to play. The trivias are pretty evenly matched for everyone. It's not focusing on one age group is going to dominate over the other. I think they're pretty even. So there's always a lot of different ages there. Now, one of my particular favorites, also kind of a hidden gem that a lot of people don't know here on board Nieuw Amsterdam and many of our ships on board, is our high score, which is like an arcade. They have like skee-ball things up there, little games everywhere. Now, it's open only to kids during the day, but at night from 6 to 10, it's open to all ages. So everyone will kind of run up there. It's fun. So another really popular thing to do on board, again, that pickleball court, the basketball court, you'll see all ages from 8 to 80 up there. So it's kind of interesting to see all those different people interacting. So I think for the most part, all the activities that we focus on board are intended to be appropriate for all ages, no matter how old or how young you are. And I think that's our main focus.
You gotta watch out for some of those younger people who have Spotify, because they will kill it on the music.
Yeah. They know all of them, like all the songs titles. I'm not very good at it, but I like to listen and try my best. So
super fun. It is fun. So with all of the shows that are available, there's a ton of them between the Rolling Stone Lounge and Billboard and the main theater. What is the show that passengers talk about the most?
Yeah, it always fluctuates with who the people are and what their passions are, but I do know one that gets discussed the most when people come up to me after the show and they just really, really love it. The Step One Dance Company has this show called Humanity, which is this beautiful multimedia show with a lot of different projections on the screens, a lot of different props and set pieces, and the dances are really beautiful and like resonate with people, and the whole experience is kind of detailing the human journey from start to finish, the human experience. So that's definitely one that people really love, definitely a fan favorite to say the least.
It was really good.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it.
I really liked. There was like one number with like umbrellas, and I don't want to give anything too much away.
No,
but I don't think that's like
Oh yeah,
spoiler
it's
alert.
big enough.
That's not a big spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But no, very, very good production there.
Oh,
very nice.
I absolutely love it. I've seen it a number of times since, again, I work on the ship, and it never gets old. So
very cool. Okay, we talked earlier about how many entertainers there are on board. How often do they perform?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we have all of our guest entertainers that come on board. They might only perform maybe 2 days a week, so they kind of have a little bit of wiggle room there. Now our resident performers, Step One Dance Company, all our bands, all our piano players, they perform 6 nights a week with 1 night off. So they're pretty much going nonstop, but that 1 night is just to rejuvenate, rest, whether it be their voice or their body. But yeah, six out of 7 days they're performing.
Wow, that's a lot. And do they have rehearsals and things too that they have to do? So it's not just the performance, but then the rehearsals on top of that?
Yeah, so they all have to rehearse. Some of them have little hidden rehearsal rooms around the ship, so you won't ever see these rehearsals.
Oh, okay.
But some of them, like the Someone Dance Company or anyone that performs on the world stage, will have a dress rehearsal the day of. So if you hear music in the world stage at about 4 p.m., that's what's going on.
Wow, okay.
But it is closed off, but they do have a dress rehearsal.
We talked a little bit about some hidden gem places, like places to read and things like that. Are there other hidden gem places around the ship, activity-wise, that people should know about?
Yeah,
or outside of activities?
Oh, yeah. One particular comes to mind, especially because it's now one of my personal favorites. Recently, here on board New Amsterdam, we just got this new restaurant called Morimoto. It's based off of this famous Japanese chef who has multiple restaurants, Michelin star restaurants all over the world. They just opened the first one in our fleet here on board. So currently we're the only ship in the Holland America Line fleet, or any cruise line in the whole industry, to have this restaurant on board. Now all of our other ships will have a pop-up each one night of a 7-day cruise or multiple nights on a longer voyage. But this is the only ship that has Morimoto every single day, every single night of your cruise. And it's so delicious. It has a lot of Japanese and Asian cuisine. It is beyond great. And it's definitely a little hidden gem. Not a lot of people have known about it since it is so brand new. So highly recommend going up there.
Very cool. Tell us about Orange Night.
Yeah, so Orange Party is my favorite night of the cruise, without question. So basically, this is the night that we all celebrate our Dutch heritage, because we are a Dutch company originally. So in the Netherlands, every single year they have this day called King's Day, where everyone dresses up in orange, and it's the King's birthday. And everyone just has this huge party everywhere. Well, we decided we kind of want to have a King's Day, but instead of just doing it once a year, we want to do it every single cruise, which is a great fun for all the crew and for all the guests on board. So if you have any orange, you're repping your orange. You're ready.
Yeah.
So if you have any orange or need to go find some orange, definitely wear it on your Holland America Line cruise. You will need it. Every single orange party will be on every single cruise. But you don't have to wear orange, but it's highly recommended.
And still have fun if you don't.
It's still fun, yeah, either way. Some people will wear rainbow and blue and whatever color you want to wear. Everyone is welcome. The band is playing Rolling Stone Lounge. We have Dutch-inspired appetizers, orange cocktails, a lot of fun little orange cocktails too. It's definitely a fun night. Goes the entire night of that part of the voyage, so it's definitely my favorite day.
But it's like St. Patrick's Day. If you don't wear orange, you might get pinched.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I'm going to start that rule, yeah.
Not true. There are a few things around board that I just want to offer some tips.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure you have a few tips that you want to offer, but one of the tips is the Rolling Stone Lounge. The band is really, really good. But because it's really, really good, it gets very crowded in there.
Yeah.
So if you're going to go to one of the shows, and there's multiple shows on the nights that they're performing, you might want to get there a little early if you want a seat, because it does get a little bit crowded. And I've actually found, this is the pro tip from John. The main entrance where the bar is gets very, very congested, but there's another little entrance around by the elevators, and if you go through there, sometimes it's a little easier one to get in, but also if it's really, really crowded, you might be able to find a place to stand over there as well. So any other tips like that you have?
That's a great
people?
tip. So you've already figured it out. Even in just a few days, you've figured that out. That would be a big one. I would also say a major tip as well. When you come on board, depending on what kind of voyage you're on or how many days it is, 7 to 100 days, however long, I would highly recommend booking your reservations for your specialty restaurants if you want to visit any of those, because depending on the cruise or the people on board, some of them do sell out pretty quickly depending on what night you want. Typically they're pretty available, but that would be one of my main priorities. When you first get on the ship, book the first couple days for that specialty restaurant if you would like to visit those. That would be a big thing to do.
Absolutely. And as soon as you make your booking, if you're looking to do shore excursions, things like that, because that kind of falls under activities, not your purview,
No, yeah.
but in general activities, you can actually start booking those as soon as you make your reservation. Work with your travel advisor. They may actually have additional options for you. Sometimes things book up. That happened on our cruise.
Yeah.
So your travel advisor may be able to help you with extras.
And that's even better, yeah. Doing it before, even better than waiting till you get here, so.
Yeah. So anything else on activities, entertainment that you'd like to share with people?
I just think the main thing is that we're always developing new things. So there's a lot in the works right now that I can't discuss fully yet, but just keep your eyes on the horizon. There are a lot of activities and events that are upcoming, and a lot of new shows that are going to be brought to the world stage fairly soon. So I'm very, very excited for what's to come this upcoming year. So it should be exciting.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to share with us some of the tips and talk about the activities and entertainment on board. We really appreciate it. We know how busy you are, so anytime we get the opportunity to talk to you and for you to share with our viewers, it's awesome. So thank you.
Well, thanks so much for interviewing me. I appreciate talking to you, and I hope to see you all on another Holland America Line cruise soon. Yeah.
Soon.
Count on
Contact
it.
contact your travel advisor. Book today. No, I was kidding. Thanks. On, so thank you so much for taking time to share a little bit about yourself today, and I want to thank everyone at Holland for letting us use the room, my awesome BDM Tony Rowland for getting us connected here, and you should definitely come on board soon, find out where Gage is going to be, and because he's an awesome cruise and travel director, and his talks are incredible. Make sure you don't miss those. And how can they find you if they want to go on a cruise that you're going to be on? Is there a way that they can tell if you're going to be their cruise director?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So if you want to know what cruise I'm going to be on next, or just keep updated on my journey both on the ships and off the ship as well, you can follow me on social media at Gage Gryffindor or on my website at gagegriffin.com. So I hope to see you all there virtually.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thanks.